I'm getting ready to do something too. I'm running for president.
Hillary Clinton has formally announced she will seek the Democratic nomination for president. The Matadors took on UC Santa Barbara in a home field baseball game televised on ESPN with Tommy Lasorda there for a visit.
I'm worried because we still got a lot of stuff in there we won't be able to take.
People in Apple Valley had to evacuate their homes after a 70-acre brush fire erupted in the area.
This is Valley View News.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Sal Samayoa.
And I'm John Salas.
Hillary Clinton made her long-awaited announcement. She's running for president again. The former Secretary of State and Democratic U.S. Senator announced her 2016 bid for White House on Twitter just after 3 o'clock last Sunday afternoon. In the video, Clinton emphasized that she plans to focus on everyday Americans and strengthen the middle class. The video prominently features a number of racially diverse families, couples, and young people. Clinton will enter the race with a strong base of support. A CBS News poll conducted in February shows that 81% of Democrats say they will consider voting for Clinton.
Students from CSUN gave mixed reactions towards the announcement.
I think that I'm proud of her because she didn't give up the first time, and that's a lot of empowerment for women too, to continue on into this society and build up and not only have men take over.
I completely agree. I really appreciate the fact also that she did it a second time, even though she wasn't very close the first time. And it shows a lot about how, as a society, that we don't really, stick to what we've known. Like, we grow and think, okay, we've had our first black president. Now, why don't we have our first female president?
Well, I think it's pretty interesting that a woman is running to be the president of our country, and I wish her luck.
I'm really excited that a female finally has a chance to run for office. I know that she doesn't really have a good history behind her. I know she has a lot of support, but I feel like women deserve a stronger first hand in the White House. To be honest, though, I don't really like to get a lot into politics just because it causes a lot of conflict. But I mean, it's good, honestly. If she wins, I really hope that she makes changes.
I hope she has a chance because that'd be great to have a female president for once.
Republican U.S. Senator Marco Rubio has announced he's running for president. He made his first call to donors. Rubio is the third Republican to officially announce a campaign for the party's nomination. He joins U.S. Senator Ted Cruz of Texas and Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky. Rubio is a Cuban-American whose parents fled the communist takeover of Cuba. He says he's lived the American dream and wants to restore it for all Americans.
High winds caused a controlled brush fire to burn out of control in Apple Valley. It took approximately 220 firefighters to contain it. No injuries were reported. Valley View News reporter Harry Abelson was in Apple Valley when the fire was raging.
A small fire is how many Los Angeles citizens would describe this scene. But high winds in Apple Valley caught residents off guard when it caused the fire to get out of control. Janine Amato was one of the many people asked to evacuate their home.
The road was closed off and there were fire trucks everywhere, and it was on our side right across the street from our home, burning behind some of the really nice big homes.
The controlled fire started getting out of hand at about noon. Helicopters began dropping water and firefighters began hosing down the fire within the next 2 hours. Mandatory evacuations were called for soon after for over 25 homes. Bags were packed, the exterior of homes were watered, and pets were taken by the leash as citizens got ready to leave.
I'm worried because we still got a lot of stuff in there we won't be able to take, but as long as we got each other, that's all good.
I mostly just got clothes and family pictures and stuff like that, but not really that much materialistic things.
As you can see, this fire behind me has been burning for 6 hours already, and helicopters are dropping water trying to contain it. But I just spoke to an Apple Valley official who told me it's 0% contained thus far and has reached over 70 acres of land. So this fire could be going on for another day or two.
This fire is burning pretty fast at a rapid rate of speed. There's thick, heavy brush in the Mojave riverbed that haven't burned in years and years and years. And it's very dry. It's a reminder to all of us that fire season's here. If you have not conducted defensible space and removing the debris and all of the weeds around your home, now is definitely the time to do it. And this is a prime example why.
One vehicle and one shed had been destroyed by 7 in the evening when officials said the fire was still only 30% contained. Fire Chief Mark Hartwig discussed how the fire was being handled.
We have county fire hand crews here up behind you. Of course, as you know, the town of Apple Valley is here with us as well. The Sheriff's Department, and we also have our dozers, 2 county fire dozers here. They'll be working until late tonight. We'll pull them off the line when it becomes unsafe, and then we'll put them back on first light in the morning.
As evening approached, officials said that the winds could double by tomorrow and cause the fire to double in size, but they were still expecting a full containment at some point in the day. No injuries were reported. In Apple Valley, Harry Abelson, Valley View News.
Los Angeles County is planning to convert a major busway to rail line. It would take 3 years to change the Orange Line busway to a train line between Chatsworth and North Hollywood. The work could cost nearly $2 billion. An LA County transportation report says the Orange Line is the busiest bus route in the valley.
City officials are reopening a closed road in Griffith Park for tourists to see the Hollywood sign, but cyclists and hikers say it's a bad idea. Valley View News reporter Sarah Vong has more on the story.
It's one of Los Angeles' most iconic landmark, the Hollywood sign. This is the view from Mount Hollywood Drive, which has been closed off to the public for over 2 decades. But city officials have decided to reopen the 1-mile stretch to help ease congestions from surrounding neighborhoods. The road was once home to only cyclists and hikers, now filled with parked cars and many visitors coming to see the famous sign. It has become a new tourist spot for many to take some photos, selfies, or even strike a pose.
It was an opportunity for me to see this and be photographed here, and I really enjoyed it.
And while many visitors are enjoying the reopening of Mount Hollywood Drive, Cedric Henley is not a fan.
I think that this is one of the few places in Los Angeles and this urban sprawl that we have that hikers, equestrian, and cyclists can have a closed road without the worry about a car hitting you or somebody inadvertently swerving into you. So I'm not sure why we're allowing people to drive up here and hike. The city needs to do a better job managing traffic that comes up here, and I think it's a really bad idea.
We contacted City Councilman Tom LaBonge, but he was not available for comment. However, park officials say they are doing their best to make this experience enjoyable for everyone. They also say that many visitors typically use a main route, seen here, to access the Hollywood sign, which is located on Beechwood Drive. It has been reported in the past that residents in this neighborhood have complained about congestions due to high traffic. As you can tell, it is a different scene now as the streets are looking a lot calmer.
Back here on Mount Hollywood Drive, city officials are expecting about 6,000 cars to come through this road every day. After that, they will decide whether or not it will remain open to drivers. In Griffin Park, I'm Sarah Vong, reporting for Valley View News.
Boston Marathon bomber Jahar Zarnev has been found guilty on all 30 counts for the deadly bombing in 2013. 17 out of the 30 counts could carry a death sentence. Among the counts, he was found guilty of using weapons of mass destruction and conspiracy. Zarnev showed no emotion in the courtroom and stared at the defense table during the lengthy reading of the verdict. Zarnev could be given the death penalty when the jury convinces for sentencing on April 21st.
A manhunt is underway in North Carolina after an ex-student shot an employee. The shooting happened at Wayne Community College in Goldsboro, North Carolina. Police have identified the suspect as Kenneth Morgan Stansel III. He is accused of killing print shop director Ron Lane. Stansel worked in the print shop while enrolled at the college.
A man has been shot in Northridge and hospitalized in critical condition. The shooting happened on Lindley Avenue. The victim is believed to be between 25 and 30 years old. Los Angeles police were on the scene along with detectives investigating the shooting. Police were searching for suspects.
One person has been killed and another injured after an accident at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. The exotic driving experience allows race car fans to drive or ride in high-priced race cars. When the driver lost control of a Lamborghini, it crashed into a guardrail. Customers pay between $200 and $400 to drive 5 or 6 laps with a professional driving instructor. The exotic experience and another race car attraction are expected to close this summer for reasons unrelated to the accident.
Police say a Pennsylvania mother left her 21-year-old quadriplegic son alone in the woods so she could spend a week with her boyfriend. The young man was alone 4 days in the woods just outside of Philadelphia. Authorities say he was found in a pile of wet leaves next to his wheelchair and Bible. Philadelphia Police Lieutenant John Walker says the young man is a fighter.
It's just unbelievable how we found him out there last night and see that kid laying there. It's heartbreaking to see that another human, especially your mother, can treat someone like that.
The mother now faces several charges, including neglect of a care-dependent person.
Pope Francis has called the killing of more than 1 million Armenians the first genocide of the 20th century. The Pope made his remarks during Mass that was attended by Armenia's president. Turkey's prime minister says religious leaders should make a call for peace and avoid Islamic fear.
The Pope's statements are a misrepresentation and misreading of history, acknowledging one group's pain and neglecting the others. This statement paves the way to rising racism in Europe and accuses Muslims and Turks of a collective crime.
Turkey has consistently denied the genocide took place. It says that Armenians killed in 1917 died as a result of conflicts stemming from World War I and not any genocidal act. Meanwhile, Armenian President Sergei Sarkisian praised the pontiff's speech to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the genocide. Turkey has recalled its ambassador to the Vatican.
Still to come, we will find out how the Matador baseball team did at its first home televised game.
And which Hall of Famer paid a visit to CSUN.
It's a beautiful day out here, sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it, let's go.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Now with the latest on the world of sports, here's John Gray.
Thank you, John. The Cal State Northridge baseball team has made major improvements this season on the field, and people are taking notice. CSUN hosted a top 20 team at Matador Field and got the chance to show the country that the Matadors are rising. This year's CSUN baseball team has become the first in school history to be televised nationally from Matador Field. CSUN had 2 weekend games on April 11th and 12th against UC Santa Barbara be broadcast on the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN. The game streamed online on ESPN3 and showcased the first 2 Big West teams to reach 20 wins on the season. On Saturday afternoon, CSUN had in attendance Hall of Fame and former Dodger manager Tommy Lasorda. He was there to sign books about the legacy of his career, which was written by a former CSUN student who served as Lasorda's press coordinator for 13 years. Lasorda talked to CSUN players before the contest and to head coach Greg Moore, who says he had a lot to share.
He gave his energy, he gave his knowledge and his wisdom to both our team in the locker room, and then out on the field he had a few coaching pointers. He just said, make sure you treat the guys like humans. Make sure that they understand you care about them. But he still has a great feel for people, and he understands how to give that challenge and that support.
Lasorda was honored on the field before first pitch, where he was also presented his very own CSUN jersey. The former MLB manager took the time to talk to everyone before the start of the game, and even stuck around to watch the matchup between the Matadors and the Gauchos.
Saturday's game on ESPN3 saw CSUN starting pitcher Jerry Keel take a no-hitter into the 7th inning, but the Matadors ended up being on the losing side of that one, 3-2. Northridge came back on Sunday, and with a home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th to tie things, sent it to extras. The Matadors won with a walk-off base hit in the bottom of the 13th to get their first win of the series. The presence of ESPN shows just how much improvement the Matadors have made since last season. Northridge already has more wins this year than all of last season, and they still have over a month of baseball left to play. Coach Moore says the opportunity to be televised is exciting to get CSUN baseball into people's homes.
The coverage is great for the program. It's great for the university. I met a recruit last night for dinner, and he talked about how he was able to watch the game. So to have ESPN here, it's nothing but a positive to be on TV.
ESPN may be back to Matador Field before the end of the 2015 campaign. Their return would be in the season series finale against UC Irvine if CSUN can remain competitive for the rest of the year. The Matadors will look to keep up their success on the field as they see their coverage off the field continue to grow. Major League Baseball has completed its first week of the season and included a tough weekend for both LA teams. The Angels were swept at home by the Kansas City Royals. They were American League champs and knocked Anaheim out of the playoffs last year. The Royals are just one of 2 teams who remain undefeated on the season. The Tigers are the other one. And after Clayton Kershaw took the loss for the Dodgers on Saturday, LA was able to salvage the series with a 7-4 victory on Sunday. A college basketball player who battled terminal cancer has died. 19-year-old Lauren Hill became known around the world when she was able to realize her dream of playing college basketball. The athlete's friends got together to remember the fallen player.
Not being able to see her anymore it's kind of hard.
Hill helped raise nearly $1.5 million for pediatric cancer. Some of us have a few extra pounds we want to lose before swimsuit season. Ken Harvey has some personal trainers ready to get you fit for summer.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with Steve Warren and Andrew Tiu, and they're both trainers with the 100 Citizens program. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks. I know it's hot out here, Andrew, but I'm going to have you work out and warm up for a little bit, and then we'll get back to you in a couple minutes. All right. All right. So in the meantime, Steve, can you explain to me, what does the effect of inactivity have on someone?
So obesity is usually a huge trend. Everyone kind of knows this. Everyone kind of understands that aspect. But the biggest idea is that with physical inactivity, you'll increase more body fat percentage.
I used to work in a gym, so I know people ask you guys this question a lot. But what happens when someone comes in and they say that they just want to get toned?
There's 2 basic principles, and that's exercise and that's diet. The amount of calories you consume has to be equal to the amount of calories you burn or greater. It's a combination between diet and exercise and resistance training, which is part of it.
How important is diet when you're trying to lose weight?
60% of everything you do in the gym is geared towards how you look, and the rest is 40%, which is your diet. So if you can control what you eat, variability, you should be able to control how you look and how you feel in the long run and longevity.
Okay. Would you recommend somebody move more and eat less, or not so much?
Combination. So unfortunately we can't have one without the other, so it's kind of like a marriage. If you eat well, that doesn't necessarily mean you'll have the perfect body and definition. If you exercise a lot, doesn't mean you'll also have a nice body or a perfect definition. So that's the variability between both diet and exercise.
Would you recommend somebody that's just getting back into the gym do that same kind of workout, or should they do a different one?
Going back to the gym, obviously you want to go start off light, but the idea is to target those major muscle groups, such as your quads, your back, your chest. That'll produce maximum caloric expenditure. In other words, you burn the most calories and thereby creating much more of a physique for that person. So in general, you should always mix it up. You should never do the same exercise over and over, even if it was what you used to do traditionally.
Okay. And I know you guys have designed a workout for us. What do you hope to accomplish, or what do you think we will accomplish by doing your workout?
So this is more for like almost like a beach body. So he's going to perform a squat. So the way it kind of looks here, he's going to have his hands forward for me. And he's going to flex at his hips. He's going to bring his butt all the way back and flex at his knees until they become nice and parallel. And he's going to come back straight up and come back down. So he's going to be able to do this for 8 to 12 repetitions, a little faster for me, Andrew. 2, and we'll say that's 5, 7, and do 1 more, 8. So right after that exercise, we have him come down to a push-up position. So just like your traditional push-up, and he's going to do mountain climbers for about a minute, to where his knees will come all the way up towards his chest area. He's always going to keep looking straight.
What are mountain climbers good for?
Mountain climbers are good for a metabolic, so good cardiovascular. You're going to stand up for me now, Andrew. After that's about a minute. Next thing we're going to do is you go straight back into that same exact workout. So he's gonna come all the way up. He's gonna push all the way up, Andrew, all the way performing. He's gonna have his arms fully locked out, and he's gonna come back down, nice and slow. He's gonna rose, and he has a nice soft knees, butts back a little bit, chest is up, and he's gonna pull back for me, there you go. And he's gonna retract the scap, or he's gonna pull right here. So you can pretend that there's a pencil right here, he's gonna pull back. So you'll notice that his elbows are nice and tightly pushed into his side. So all the force is coming back here. So you'll say you do about 8 to 12 repetitions again. We'll call that 10, and we'll call that 12, and you'll relax for me, Andrew. And he's gonna bring his knees nice and high. So you can either do it nice and slow, or if you want, you can pick up the pace for people who are a little bit more advanced. And you do that for another minute. So it kind of works 8 to 12 repetitions of one exercise, 1 minute of some kind of cardio. It doesn't have to be the ones we do. You can do taps, anything to keep on increasing that heart rate.
All right, thank you guys so much for showing us a great workout to get fit in time for summer.
Thank you, Ken. And to learn more, you can visit 100citizens.org. 21-year-old golfer Justin Spieth has won his first major title. Spieth scored 18 under par at the Masters, which tied Tiger Woods' record for lowest score in the tournament's history. Woods, who played at this year's Masters at Augusta, finished at 5 strokes under. Woods injured his wrist on the last day of the tournament. He struck a tree root while hitting a shot on the 9th hole. Woods was still able to finish the day and ended up having his best finish since 2013. That's all for sports. Now back to news.
Coming up in entertainment, we'll show you where people can get many great views of Los Angeles
from the same spot.
No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers, dirty looks. School's out for summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic.
That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids.
We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone.
And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education.
HSF.net.
Enroll, we say, we want you to be okay. Enroll, we say, take care of people for goodness sake. There's a plan for every budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
And now for entertainment news, here's Randy Fries.
Thank you, Sal. Well, there are many attractions and bright lights in LA, but some people miss what's been called a must-see place. Valley View News reporter Nick Popham has more on the Jerome C. Daniel Overlook.
Hollywood, the place with locations like the Stars along Hollywood Boulevard, the Chinese Theater, and the El Capitan Theater make this area the true gateway to the silver screen. There is one place, however, that many Southern California residents don't know about, and that is the Jerome C. Daniel Overlook above the Hollywood Bowl. The Overlook is home to some of the best views and gives people a bird's-eye look of the Los Angeles area. Sitting directly north of the Hollywood Bowl off Mulholland Drive, the Great Lookout gives people of all ages the chance to see the beauty LA has to offer. Photographer and Northern California resident Mark Winterland says the Daniel Overlook has everything a person could want.
Oh, this is one of my favorite places to come. Whenever I'm in LA, I'm usually down here for business quite a lot, and it's just really pretty. I've been here at night as well too, and you can see everything from the ocean to Catalina Island to Palos Verdes to downtown to Hollywood sign to the Griffith Observatory. You can just see everything, and it's the only place that I know of in LA that you can see everything at once in an almost 360 view.
The Overlook is a popular stop for the classic Hollywood Starline tour buses, giving tourists all sides of the greater Los Angeles area. The already tiny parking lot is packed to the brim with tourists excited about the great view. Everyone here was either ready to take pictures of the view or bring out their selfie sticks. Onlookers can either stand on a center platform, pay to look through telescopes, or read the signs describing the history of what they're seeing. Winterland continued to say the Overlook is a place everyone should visit.
It's a really cool place just to hang out and see and kind of get yourself oriented, because it's like almost in the dead center of Los Angeles. There's the valley to the north and most of the basin to the south, and you can just see all the different neighborhoods and see everything all around you. So I'd definitely recommend coming here if you're new to Los Angeles.
The Daniel Overlook above the Hollywood Bowl can be accessed from Mulholland Drive just off Cahuenga Boulevard next to the 101 freeway. But no matter what you want to do in Los Angeles, it's tough beating a view like this. This is Nick Popham in Hollywood for Valley View News.
Actress Sandra Bullock released her 911 call in court, a call she made about an alleged stalker last June. Joshua James Corbett reportedly stalked the Oscar-winning actress and broke into her home. The emergency recording was played for the judge in court.
I have a safe door in my bedroom, and I've locked it, and I'm locked in the closet right now.
Los Angeles police say Corbett carried around a black notebook that held a 2-page love letter to Bullock and magazine photos of the actress. The well-known Coachella Indio Music Festival had over 90,000 people in attendance. Celebrities Beyonce, Chris Brown, and Robert Pattinson were all there. Tyler, the Creator, gave Kendall Jenner a hard time about front row seats. Crowds also rocked out to legendary Australian band AC/DC. Drake's performance finished the weekend, as well as the big kiss he received from Madonna. Fast and the Furious 7 has raced into movie history in its second week at the top of the box office. The film is now Universal's highest-grossing movie of all time. The sequel's fans gave their opinions on how the most awaited film of the year turned out.
I did think it was very over-dramatic, and the ending I think was really good. It was a really good tribute to Paul Walker.
Overall, it was very suspenseful. There was a lot of action, and I think it's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
It was a really beautiful ending, so I really liked it. I kind of wanted to tear up.
I think they should bring in a little more, not drama, but more get into the action towards the end. But aside from that, it was a very dead end.
I think the fact that they made this movie without Paul was really amazing. But as a movie, no, I'm actually disappointed that it's not about cars anymore.
The film has made $800 million worldwide so far. Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel are new Hollywood parents. The two have announced the arrival of their firstborn, Silas Randall Timberlake. Little Silas is named after Timberlake's grandfather, who died in 2012. The baby boy shares his middle name with his dad. People magazine reported that the baby and mother are doing well, and Timberlake is ecstatic. And that's it for entertainment. Now back to you, John and Sal.
Thank you for watching Valley View News. I'm Sal Samayoa.
And I'm John Salas. Have a great week.